Yippee! Will you stream more with your mum? No, probably not.
No, we're not together.
This is it's like a what do you call it?
Special edition.
A special episode. Can we have stories from Mum Not Found?
Oh.
Do you have any stories that are appropriate to share?
I've got many.
Okay, go on. What's your story?
I was going to say that George actually started his fishing career when he was quite young. Just briefly. He had a friend at school who
No names.
No names.
No names.
He had a friend at school whose dad used to like fishing and took them fishing. And then we had a guy who lived in our road who was also really into fishing and took...
No names.
No, and took George fishing.
What did I think about fishing? Did he ever come with me?
No, it wasn't my thing. I mean, I actually don't eat meat, and I only eat fish, but actually the thought of catching something and eating it, I don't know if I could do that, and having to prepare it, I don't think I want to do that.
Okay, so I started my... How old do you think I was when I did that?
Well, you must have been quite young, because the school that I'm thinking
No names.
of... No names.
I'm just keep warning you.
The school that you were at... Oh, I've gone too high. Only went till you were...
Okay, wait.
7.
Someone said she's so calm and likable.
Ah, thank you. That's so nice.
You're very calm and likable.
So nice. Thank you. I love a compliment.
Has Mum Not Found met Patches? She has.
I have. She's very sweet. Very sweet. I have a cat at home.
No names.
No names. But I love cats and dogs and all animals.
Who's your favourite cat out of Patches, Milo and Naomi?
I think Milo's really naughty. He's very mischievous and he's always up to nothing, doing naughty things. Patches is sweeter, I would say. But they're all sweet. They're all really sweet.
Okay. If you had to take one home with you, who would it be?
I think Patches.
Patches? Okay. Someone said, funniest childhood memory of me. Was there anything funny that I did?
George one time left the house in the middle of the night in his sleep and didn't know. And actually it's so weird when people are talking in their sleep because they seem so awake.
Yeah.
Eyes open and seem like they know what they're doing, so it's quite freaky.
Yeah. No, I actually kind of, for a while now, I mean, I've already told you this, but I'll tell the stream. For a while now, I've wanted to put like a night vision camera in my room and just record every single night. Yeah, I thought about kind of recording with a night vision camera every night that I sleep, because I feel like I could make a funny video of just all my weird things that I do in my sleep.
Do you remember we had this app?
Yeah, there was an app that we had on our phone that like...
We used to record ourselves.
It would, you just like turn it on when you go to sleep, and anytime you speak, it would like record when you speak.
And you could listen back in the morning. We had such fun listening to those.
Yeah, we had a lot of memes, inside jokes.
Yeah,
that we had.
So you made them. I used to do it a lot, and then we had these little sayings that we'd always say, the things that we'd said in our sleep. And you made me a mug with some of my famous ones.
Your famous lines.
I still got it. Yeah.
Is there something about a double jeopardy? I don't even know what that means.
Double jeopardy.
How did your mum think about your screaming during streams and recordings?
Well, I didn't like it because it used to wake me up.
That was part of the reason I moved out.
Yeah.
But not because you made me move out.
No, I didn't. I didn't want him to move out. It used to wake me up because he was always doing it in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I'm quite a light sleeper, so I used to hear it.
Yeah. There were a lot of times where I would be screaming at like 4 a.m.
Yes. Oh my God.
But I didn't have a choice. I had to do it. I had to do it. You don't understand. I had to scream at 4 a.m.
I was sad to see him go, but I was happy to get a good night's sleep.
What's the craziest thing you've done sleeping? Well, mine was probably leaving the house.
Leaving the house.
Do you have a craziest thing? And
I remember you went to stay with a friend.
Oh my God, yeah. I used to sleepwalk at his house all the time.
Yeah.
And they had an alarm on the house, and I would set the alarm off and wake the entire family up every time. And they actually
oh God, that was rubbish.
They used to put a laundry basket in front of the room. They eventually had to do that, so that when I would sleepwalk out of the room, I would like fall over the laundry basket and it would wake me up, so I wouldn't wake the entire house up. Was George a well-behaved child?
Variable, I would say. Mostly,
Variable, what do you
yeah, no,
mean?
pretty good.
What do you mean by variable?
Well, he used to drive me crazy because he was always on his PlayStation.
Always
and
playing those damn games.
playing
Look where
those
it will never
games.
take you anywhere.
And he never did his homework because he was always watching stuff, and I had to hide his. I used to hide his keyboard.
Oh, yeah, that's
But-
when I had a. Oh, I thought I had a fish for a second. Yeah, like I had my PC, and the only way that you could stop me from using it was just taking my keyboard away.
I used to hide
But I don't know if you
it.
know this. You took away one time. You took away my mouse,
Yes.
and because I guess it was easier than the keyboard. And I don't know if you actually know this, but I just went to a store nearby and just bought another one.
Oh no, I didn't.
And I had
know
a
that.
secret mouse.
Oh my god, are you joking?
What did she think about you moving all the way to Florida?
I knew it was something that he'd really wanted to do, and I was preparing. But then we had COVID, which was sort of gave me a reprieve.
Because yeah, I actually wanted to do it around 2020.
Yeah.
I was gonna go, and then COVID happened.
Yeah, but actually, I suppose I sort of didn't really believe it was going to happen. Actually, initially, I thought it was just a lot of talk. And then when it actually was happening, it was like, oh, yeah. And it's been, how long have you been here? Like 4? Is it 4? 3 years?
No.
For 2 years?
2.5 years.
Oh, 2.5.
Well, actually, I guess wait. I
No.
came here 2020. Yeah, I came 2023 October.
Oh,
Now it's
23.
Wait.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no,
23.
2022.
22.
Wait, 22?
So it's coming up for 3 years.
It's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up on 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Sorry, not 4 years. 3 years. So, yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, 2022. So it's been like 2.5 years, or more, a little bit more than 2.5.
But at least you've been home to visit a few times.
Yeah.
And I get to come here, which is really nice.
Yeah. Did you think it was weird for me to move in with online friends, especially someone he hadn't even seen the face of?
Very weird. I was really anxious about that.
What do you think they were going to kill me?
Well, I just thought, how do you know you're going to get on? It's a long way to come. I mean, he literally packed up everything and left with everything. And
Not everything. But
well,
like,
no.
but like basically everything.
Most things, yeah, I know most things. So yeah, it was a risk. I don't think I would do that. Well, it's worked out.
Obviously, there's a bit of a risk. You don't know. You've never well, I guess I'd met Sapnap, but I hadn't met Dream.
Yeah, I met Sapnap, didn't I?
Yeah,
When he was in England.
you did.
I remember when I was young and I moved away from home and moved in with people, everyone got on my nerves. So I found it really hard. So 2.5 years, nearly 3 years, they've done well. They're still all friends.
The accent is coming back. Yeah, I think when I'm around English people, my accent becomes more English, and when I'm around American people, it goes back to being a bit more American.
Yeah.
But I don't even do it on purpose. It just this just happens.
No, I think your accent has changed since you were living in England.
Would she ever move to Florida? I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, it's nice to visit, but no.
More teenage stories. I feel like I wasn't a very interesting teenager in terms of stories.
No, you had phases of things.
Like
I
what?
think like when you were little, you were into gymnastics.
Yeah, that was when I was like a lot younger.
Yeah,
right?
very small. But you were good at it. You were good. You were very
How did that
quite
even
acrobatic.
happen? Maybe it's a thing at school or something.
It was like a club.
Oh.
A school, yeah, and you were in competition. And then you also
I lost my
got
one.
really
Cool.
into
Wait, did I?
martial arts, and you
Oh,
did
yeah.
really well with that. And then you were in competition for that too.
Yeah.
Tang Soo Do.
Yeah.
And you were really into tennis
Yeah.
when you were probably, I don't know, how old were you? When you must have been about 10, 12. You were really sporty. You
What
used to-
happened?
I don't know. You used to play football, cricket, you used to play. I used to come and watch all the games, rugby in the winter, tennis. Yeah, we said tennis, football. What else?
Yeah, I
did
guess
we-
I did a lot of sport, and a lot of sport like competitively.
Yeah, you did. You were good.
And that
And
probably explains why, like, in terms of like games, the games that I would always play are games that are like competitive. Like Counter-Strike has like a competitive. I played Rocket League, I would basically only play the games that had like a ranking system or some kind of like competitive factor, like Minecraft, Hunger Games. It was very competitive, and I guess that's probably why.
Yeah. You used to be really good, and you were really keen on all of that, and that all sort of ended. I don't know why it ended, but
they're all saying rugby.
Yeah, rugby.
I don't think they can. I don't think they see me as a rugby player.
Well, when he was younger, all the boys were similar size, I guess, and so it didn't matter.
I was good.
Yeah, you were like in the A and the B teams.
I was good.
He was a fast runner.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember at Sports Day when he was like, when you were at that school, you left there at 7, so you must have been between 5 and 7. At Sports Day, you used to win all the running races. And like, I remember going to one race and they did the whistle or gun or whatever they did to start the race, and you were like standing like waving and didn't even get going until like a few seconds after us, and you still won the race. You were a really fast runner.
So I was just saying, like they're like go, and I'm just like waving. I'm like,
yeah.
and you were like go, and I turned around, and I ran, and I still won.
Yeah,
I'm
you
the goat.
did.
I'm like, I'm Usain Bolt.
He was really fast as a little boy. Then it all sort of changed.
Then I'm just disgusting and trash at everything.
No, you just don't play the games anymore.
Yeah.
So now
that is a weird switch. That I was so kind of active, and then I wasn't.
Yeah, you became really sedentary. That's when you got into all your gaming and didn't move, and it upset me that you didn't leave your bedroom for days.
Well, I guess it kind of worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. I tell George's story to everybody who his success story, that I used to get so upset about him being in his room on his computer.
I guess like a majority of parents who are like, oh yeah, don't go on your computer. It's like, it makes sense. But then I guess I kind of got lucky, and then it made sense.
Yeah.
So that it was good that I was on my computer for so long.
Yeah, it worked out in the end, but don't think it's a reason, an excuse for you all to do it.
Yeah.
Your studies are important.
Yeah.
He did really well though with his studies, so he did both.
Yeah. How did he find out that I was colorblind?
Oh, actually, it was... Oh, what was that over there? I just saw something... You didn't see it. Something jumped out of the water. I don't know what it was. It was when he was at nursery, so he was only young.
That's
he was,
for Americans, kindergarten.
Yeah, like at age 2, or even a bit less. I remember turning up one day and they came over and said that they thought he was colourblind. And then so I started sort of testing it, and sure enough he was colourblind. But I sort of wasn't like super surprised because we have it in the family, and I think it's hereditary.
Yeah.
I remember you saying, because George used to love The Simpsons, I used to watch The Simpsons like every day after school.
6 p.m, Channel 4.
Crazy about The Simpsons. And then one day he said, oh, I always thought The Simpsons were green. But they're yellow, and he hadn't realised, and for all the time he was watching he thought they were green.
No, I guess even just now when you were saying that, I still don't really know what colour the Simpsons were. I was like, are they green or yellow? I don't really know. That specific colour of yellow,
yeah,
it's very hard for me.
Well, it is, isn't it?
That kind of yellow essentially looks like dream green to me. Whatever, like Dream's green, that looks like Simpsons to me. Does she like Dream?
Well, I've only really just met him, but yeah, he seems really nice. I can't really say otherwise, can I?
Well, yeah, you can't really say no, to be
No,
honest.
I think he's awful.
Even if you did think he was awful, you can't really say
No. He's really nice. I've always watched a lot of his videos, so I feel like I knew him.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Mum Not Found is a bit of a stan. You see a lot of you get a lot of my content and our content on your like feeds, don't you?
Yeah.
So you see a lot of Dream and a lot of Sapnap and stuff, and
so I'm like a big fan, and I waste so much time watching. Not waste, that's the wrong word. I spend
wasting,
a lot of
excuse me.
No, I spend a lot of time watching. I'm George's biggest fan, obviously.
Obviously. Okay, yeah, what do you think about Sapnap then? Have you actually seen Sapnap?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I saw... You have?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen you with Sam. Oh, you mean? Oh yeah, we've seen him in England. But have you seen him
I've
here?
seen him here. Yeah, I haven't seen him a lot.
I don't think I was even with you. Have you seen?
No,
him?
you weren't. I saw him the other night
Oh.
or morning. I can't remember. I have seen him.
Do you still have the colorblind glasses? I do. I just don't really use them. Like, to be honest, like colorblindness doesn't typically affect me on like a day-to-day basis. The most that will happen is I'm driving and if it's like the lighting is kind of hard, it might be hard for me to see if one of the lights are on. Like I might have to like squint a bit and like, oh, is it red or green? Like the lights are kind of washed out a bit. What did Dream Team do for July 4th? Well, we watched fireworks. I don't know what Dream and Satmap did.
Yeah, what did they do? We didn't ask, did we?
I don't know.
We watched the fireworks, but the weather wasn't very good. In fact, the weather was terrible. It was
so we sat in
pouring.
the car.
We sat in the car and watched them.
Why is your rod so tiny? Well, this is a Minecraft kid's rod, and I'm trying to catch a fish before she catches a fish.
Well, it's not
with a regular
working.
rod.
I don't think either of us are going to catch a fish.
Stories from school/college. Do you have any stories about my school? I kind of want to get them from your perspective. Do you have any, I don't know, anytime school was mad at me or something?
Oh, yeah.
Assuming I wasn't too bad, if we don't want to
there
incriminate
wasn't
myself
anything
here.
really bad. I mean, the school that you went to, they were really particular about all sorts of things.
No names.
No names. I wasn't going to say any name. But I think school in England is quite, what's the word? Strict and traditional.
They're very proper.
It was quite proper and traditional, and I thought it was all a bit ridiculous. So, you know, they would say specifically about what kind of shoes you had to wear.
I got in trouble for shoes.
Yeah, you got in trouble for shoes, and I just said, I don't care. You know, because I think you had to wear shoes with laces, and I bought him Velcro, and they made such a fuss about it. And I said, I'm not buying another pair of shoes.
Yeah,
you know, what's the big deal?
If you want him to have laces, you pay for them.
Yeah, what's the big deal? And they had to. Oh, George kept losing his blazer. And
That's a jacket. Like a school uniform jacket. So I think in America people don't really have uniforms, but in England it's very common.
Yeah, and you had to wear it every day, and
even if it was boiling hot.
Yeah.
Even in like this heat, we would have to wear the stupid jacket.
And I just thought it was so stupid.
It is.
And they were really expensive as well. So, you know, he used to lose it quite often. He was a little forgetful about things. And
how do you lose a whole jacket? I don't know how. I don't remember losing.
Well, everyone had the same jacket, so. But you had to.
Maybe someone else lost theirs and they just took mine.
No, because I sewed your name. I was really vigilant about sewing names into.
Well, they could unsew it and just take it.
And there was a lost property. So I used to be like lunatic. I used to go to lost property. I thought I'm determined to find these things because I'm not buying another one. But yeah, if you didn't wear your blazer, you used to get into trouble at school. Not you personally, but everybody.
Yeah.
And there was also an incident which I thought was really unnecessarily strict. Do you remember when you took a photograph of a friend and
she didn't even care.
She didn't care. She was eating
a muffin.
And he took a photograph because in those days I think you'd only, you know, it was quite new to have.
We also weren't really allowed our phones, which might.
Oh no, you used to have to hand the phone in.
We had to give our phones in at the beginning
morning.
Of the day.
But I think that's like what's happening nowadays because there's so many kids on their phones. But they were very strict about it, and
what actually happened with that? They like called you about it.
They called me and made a whole big deal out of it that you'd taken a photograph and you'd put it on Facebook.
Did I?
Yeah. And
well, she didn't care.
She didn't care, and she was a friend of yours, so she really didn't care. And I remember I had to phone up the mum, and I said, I'm so sorry, and I hope everything's all right.
What was George's first word?
So when he was little, he got his letters a bit muddled. He couldn't say a lot of letters, and so when he started talking, everything was coming out a bit wrong. Because George could never say S. He couldn't pronounce S, and he used to say it was Yunny instead of Sunny. So I still say it's Yunny. And he used to say, can we go to the Wheat Wop? Because he couldn't say sweet shop. It was quite cute. He had to have some speech therapy. He went, I don't know, for maybe 9 months or something.
How old was I?
You will have been 2 or 3 maybe. Not very old.
She's really... like, sweet shop.
Yeah.
Sweet shot. Was George extroverted?
Yeah, he was as a little boy, very much so. Yeah, but then, yeah,
I was,
he was
and then I
always
wasn't.
joking and talking. He used to get into trouble for talking a lot. That's right.
Yeah, I got in trouble at school a lot for talking.
Yeah, for talking.
I don't even know if you know. I got sent out of classes a lot. They might not have told you.
Oh,
Or maybe
really?
they did. I don't know. I get sent out of a classroom quite often
Oh.
for talking.
Yeah,
Or like
talking.
reseated into the corner or something.
Yeah, for
I used
being
to actually
disruptive.
in one of my classes. So the classroom was normal, like a normal room, but in like the back corner there was a sink for some reason.
Oh, I remember. You used to have to face the sink.
I had to face the sink because I couldn't be trusted to talk to people or even look at them. So they put me at the sink. That's when I was like 8. That
Yes.
was really young. So I
Yeah,
guess I
yeah,
was like
yeah.
that.
That's a bit mean, isn't it? You could have been traumatized.
Maybe I was traumatized. You ever think about
Well, hopefully not.
that? Bro's a yapper. Yeah, I was.
I'm sitting
How did you
there.
come up with the name George?
Oh God, you know what? I loved the name George, and when I was pregnant with George,
No names.
no names. I think you all know that he has a sister, no name, who is older. So I had her, and
No names. No places.
secretly, or
No
not even,
info.
not even secretly, I really wanted another girl because I don't have a sister, and I really wanted a girl, and.
Wow, it all comes out.
Did I not tell you this
I don't think
story?
I've ever heard this.
Ah, and you know what?
I didn't want you.
No, I wanted to find out before I had him if he was going to be a girl or a boy because I just wanted to be prepared and I didn't want to feel disappointed. That sounds terrible.
And then you were
doesn't it?
disappointed.
No, I found out before I had him that he was a boy. So actually, it's quite good because then I had time to prepare and talk about names. I just loved the name. I always loved the name. So I decided on the name quite far in advance, actually.
Oh.
So yeah, I think it's quite good. Like with his sister, I didn't know what I was having. So
No names.
No, and then it took ages to decide on a name.
If
So
I was a
actually-
girl, would I have been like Georgia or Georgina?
Yeah.
I
So-
would have.
Possibly. I like the name Georgia. But I still love the name George. I really like it.
Does your mum know that you're pregnant?
But what?
That I'm pregnant?
That's a ridiculous thing to say. He's not pregnant. I think
That
I
you
would know.
Okay, well now everyone's laughing instead of asking questions. Would your mum ever approve of you getting a tattoo? Well, she actually has a tattoo.
I was going to say, I actually have a tattoo. I only got it probably maybe 2.5 years ago. And I just have it like on my shoulder. I don't know if you can see. It's not too big. And it's the sun, because I love the sun and it makes me happy. And that's what I've got. So I wouldn't mind if George had one, but I wouldn't have any more. This is it for me.
Did George and his sister get along?
It was variable.
I feel like at the beginning, yes, and then it became no.
She was quite bossy and he was very sweet as a little boy. And he just used to go along with whatever she wanted. And she'd dress him up and dress him up as a girl and make all these games for him. Yeah, they were cool, but they were good when they were little.
But not when we were older.
It's fine now.
Baby pictures, please. I don't know. Do you have baby pictures of me easily accessible?
On my phone, yeah.
I'd be scared. I don't want- I
Well,
don't want-
actually, maybe not baby. I have to say,
I don't want you to go
George-
through your phone on screen.
No, George was gorgeous as a baby. Gorgeous. I'm not just
As a
saying
baby?
it.
What about now?
He came out looking gorgeous, and he was. Everyone just, and he had such a lovely temperament as a baby and a little boy, and he was so placid and sweet and smiled all the time. And we used to take. I remember going on holiday with him. When he was like 6 months old, and he just sat in his buggy and smiled at everybody and was so easygoing. So yeah, he was lovely as a little boy, a really cute little boy, really cute.
Was she supportive of your streaming career?
Yeah, but I thought it was just going to be temporary. I just thought he was just going to do it for like a little while and then he was going to get a job.
Favorite memory with each other?
I remember we went skiing together. We went skiing in Switzerland and we went on a really cool journey.
can't
Yeah,
remember
but
what
do
it
you
looked
remember
like.
we got the plane to Geneva and then you go on a train
I don't remember
You
the
go
train. I
on.
don't
You
think.
go on like 3 trains. You get the train from the airport. And
No
then-
countries.
No countries. Oh, it's okay.
Well, someone said that.
We
It's
can
fine.
say. And then we got.
No cities.
And then we had to get a train, and then another train, and then like a really. We got 2 trains, and then we got to where we were going. Won't mention. And then you get the cable car to the resort, and we had our luggage. Do you remember the cable car? Cable cars just keep going round. And we had our suitcase and everything, and George was quite little, so I had all the luggage, and he got in, and I'm running along the side, throwing the cases in, and then you get out the other side. You can still do this, which is really cool. And you get out, and then we walked. We were in the resort, and then you walked to the hotel with your luggage. So it was really cool. Our instructor taught you to do some jumps.
Yeah, I had a photo. You remember me
Yeah.
jumping?
Yeah.
What did you think of Dream and Samnap at the beginning? I guess before you met them. Because I don't think you ever even really spoke to them before meeting them, did you?
No.
Like,
Well,
yeah.
I remember telling people that he was going to live with somebody in America, and they were like, you know,
They're like,
really
"What?"
freaked out. Yeah, so that was a bit disconcerting. But
Yeah,
I
was
guess
like,
he
you're crazy.
was.
Don't let him. Did anyone tell you not to let me?
Well, I was a bit embarrassed telling people. A bit not embarrassed. That's the wrong word. I was a bit nervous because I thought people would think I was being irresponsible. Can I tell the story of when you were little about going to parties?
Like the cake thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
When George was little, I mean, he was quite clingy and a bit of a mummy's boy. And I'm talking about like when he was like, actually up to maybe 5 or even 6.
Okay. Just keep
5,
making
maybe.
it 5. Let's say 4.
5.
Let's say
4 or
4.
5. He'd get invited to parties from kids from school, and he didn't want to go
Rages.
on his own, and he'd get really upset and say he didn't want to go, and so I'd say, well, why don't you want to go? And he used to say, because they're going to have a Barbie cake and it's going to have jam. And that's why he didn't want to go. That was his reason he gave me. So I used to have to go.
What if the cake was Barbie themed and what if it
Yeah.
had jam? That'd be terrible.
He was really, that was his pathetic excuse. So I used to have to go to all the parties with him and sit with him. Not with him, but just be there. Because he didn't want to go to the parties on his own. And a lot of the girls' parties, he didn't want to, because they
I had
had
a lot of
Barbie
girlfriends,
cake.
friends that were girls. Virtual hug. Do you want to do a virtual hug? Do you know what that is? Have you ever seen? No. Have you ever seen me do a virtual hug?
No.
I think people asked me, they like wanted me to hug them, which is kind of what you just did.
Yeah.
And then like for some reason I decided to just like go like this.
Ah,
Do you wanna
okay.
do it?
Like that?
No, you have to come closer.
Okay.
And go like that. It's just like, I don't know. It's like that. Alright, you had a mum
Here's
not found
one for
virtual
me.
hug. Alright, guys. Well,
Bye, guys.
thanks for coming. And
Take
yeah,
your hat off and then they can see your face better.
my hair's gonna look stupid.
Oh
Probably.
my God, that's a bad look. Put it back on.
Okay. Well, goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.